Good afternoon, this is RFC Maki here with yet one more flight report from the game War Thunder played on Xbox One. Now, as many of you guys know, if you followed my videos, you'd know that I actually would prefer to play sim style games, but currently Xbox One has no sim setting. Your choices are arcade and realistic battles, and I thought that my hopes would be all gone, but I'm here to tell you that I've actually become a big fan of custom battles. These two segments I'll be showing you are from a couple custom battle games that I played with a guy who goes by the call sign Omaha Beach. Omaha Beach set up these games, and he set up these games using sim style settings. So if you play a custom room, one of the perks is you can actually set the settings exactly like you'd like to play them. In this particular game, in this particular set of settings, you notice that allies have no labels and enemies, unless you actually get very, very close in which they're labeled, and enemies have no labels at all. So in this game, he and I are the only two players. I'm flying the Hurricane Mark II, and we're flying over, I forget whichever island it was, but we're flying over this island. And you'll notice also from the maps, he's got it set up to where enemies are not marked in the maps, but I can see two planes up there over in this area, and this is on my side of the island. You can see all the flak there, so that tells me that these two guys are probably enemies, and it turns out I get close enough I can identify them as both German planes. So I'm trying to navigate the flak and climb on the back of both these guys and see if I can't shoot them down towards this part of the game. The game had been going on for a little ways. I'd already destroyed a couple landing craft, but here my shooting's not so great. Trying to follow them both down, and they're both after my ships. They're trying to bomb my ships. They both climb back up, and you can see I'm following them back up. Now at this point, I think I was just sort of generally shooting in their direction, but now I've got to commit to one plane or the other. So as they begin to separate, I hit one of them, doing a little bit of damage, and I'm taking some damage back. You can see from the damage indicator on the left, and you can actually set up rooms with no damage indicator, but you can see from my damage indicator on the left that I have taken some damage to my nose, and that usually means I'm going to lose oil and or water, and my plane is going to die here in a minute. So I did manage to shoot one plane down, and now I've got my eye on the landing field there, because the landing field is a capture. Whichever team captures it starts to earn more tickets. So I drop my throttle just a little bit there and start to line up with that landing field. But then I noticed, as I was approaching that landing field, I noticed that there are a couple of bad guy boats, PT boats, just ahead of me. So I figured I would try to lay out and earn a couple extra points for the game. Zooming in, you can see down there, there's the boats. I've taken a few shots from sort of long shot boats hoping to get a hit. It helps when those boats fire back at you, because that helps to confirm that those are in fact bandit boats. But with the settings that this guy was using in this game, bad guys never seem to get labeled, and these guys never labeled up even at close, so I managed to destroy that boat. Now here, I'm actually on a direct lineup with the runway. My engine is damaged badly, so I figured I better do something, so I go ahead and drop my throttle big time, there you can hear my wheels coming down. And now I'm trying to fire a little bit to slow myself down, and perfectly line up with the runway. I'm going to try to use as much land as possible, so I land just in the grass. Not too big of a bounce, but a bounce nonetheless. And then go ahead and then use my brakes. You can hear me pumping the brakes there to capture the airfield. You can see it get captured. And then if you watch, you'll see that the enemy tickets drop down big time as I attempt to keep my plane from landing. Kind of not a bad ending to this game. I managed to down a plane, down a ship, in addition to the ones I hit before, and also capture the airfield for the win. One giant perk of these custom games is you don't have to pay back lions in order to unlock your planes again. There is no downtime. The downside of this is, of course, any planes you shoot down in custom battles, you don't get to count towards your list, not even if you're shooting down real life players. This came from another game that I played with Omaha Beach. This has, I believe, the same settings, and here we are playing in, I believe, Poland, which is a really, really great map. The Poland allows you to attack ground targets, has you shooting and defending bombers and fighters. So here, I've got an HE-111 running from my airfield. I do enough damage to wipe that guy out, nearly get wiped out by the wing. And you can see I've taken a little bit of damage. The way that Omaha Beach had this game set up is that my you can still see the damage indicator in the lower left. In these custom games, you've got the option of turning that off. So I rotate back, and you can see there's a lot of planes over there. And one of the things I love the most about sim-style games is that you have to use your wits to try to figure out which one of those dots in the sky over there is a bandit. There's nobody going to label it for you, although you can see when you get close to an ally like I was just there, they are labeled in this particular setting. When I set up games, I tend to have nothing labeled at all, but here you can see allies are there. That plane's not labeled, so I go ahead and take a few pot shots. I get some damage to that plane. You can see it's smoking. I try to loop in and get a couple more hits. It's still flying, but now there's flames pouring out of it. And the speed I have has me overshoot, so I go ahead and leave it alone. And eventually, that plane goes down. So I get credit for the kill there. But my plane is damaged, and so I figured maybe I better head back to the airfield. The way that Omaha Beach had the map set up, he has it set up so that you cannot mark your own position or any positions on the map. So when I go to check the map, I don't know exactly where I am, which means I have to read the map and then look for landmarks to see where I am. So there I am checking out the map, looking for my bases, and see if I can't figure out where I am on this map. As I'm doing that, somebody jumped on my 6. And this was a player. I don't know who it was. This is a live player, got on my 6 and begins to hit me. So I'm trying to pull just sort of a slow scissors, checking out behind me to see where he is, because he is on me. You can see him back there right on my 6. He's after me and hitting me and doing more and more damage to me. My plane is definitely not happy. Now he overshoots here. You can see him really close to me, but now he disappears. I have no idea where he's gone. I think I got lucky here because this guy is at the point I haven't figured it out yet. You can see my smoke behind me. I am struggling. I spotted that smoke up ahead, and I had a feeling that smoke on the ground up ahead was probably a plane crashing either after takeoff, or perhaps it was an enemy bomber that got attacked on the way in. But one way or the other, I head towards that smoke pile, past this weird little random Polish mountain here on the left. But I keep weaving back and forth because it's the best way to check my 6. It seems that Omaha Beach had the game set like I like, where you check your 6. You have to look back and forth because there is no external view. You're locked in cockpit. And I think this is the most immersive, most exciting way to play, and I like it when everybody's locked in the cockpit. That way nobody has any external advantages. So my plane is really damaged at this point. My engine is bad. I've got holes all through myself. Pretty soon I'm going to start experiencing that cockpit shake that tells me that my plane is going down. Still nobody on my 6. But up ahead of me, just there to my right, you can see the airfield. So I begin to line things up correctly. And then I'll start to drop the throttle. You can hear the throttle dropping there a little bit. And you can see that as I drop the throttle, there you go, you can hear the engine slowing down. And I'm dropping the wheels. I drop my throttle all the way to 0 because I know I'm coming in a little bit hot. I thought I was being pursued. I'm going to try to use as much of the ground as possible. There we go, drop the throttle all the way to 0. Wheels down. Now what I really love in this game is when you hear that air raid alarm telling me that there are bandits near my airfield, which really adds an element of drama because I'm trying to land, hoping I can repair before some bomber comes along and blows the hell out of my airfield, or some other plane comes along and shoots me while I'm on the ground, which I think is really particularly exciting. And I got to tell you that the opening of the custom battles has really, really made War Thunder a winner for me. I love the custom battles so much. I love that I can set them as sim settings. I love that I can play against guys who like the same thing, and I love that I'm not stuck playing against mouse-wielding PC players. So for me, this is the best thing. It also takes away War Thunder's constant begging for money because you don't lose or gain lions by playing this game. Look for you guys next time. See you all later. Bye.